The next section is a workshop section. It looks like this. We're going to combine many of the things that we've already done so we can lock that down into the gray matter, which we call our brain. We'll look again at the greatness of the rich text element within Breakdance by just copying this from my mockup website without having to worry about formatting. Goes perfectly into Breakdance. A lot of the things that we've taken slowly at the very beginning, now I'm just going to start glancing over them. For example, I'll add a new section. And then from this, I will go ahead and add 2 columns. In the column on the right, first thing is I'll bring in an image. Click on the image, choose. And from my folder, which one is it? This one, workshop. Choose. Let me first resize my columns. I'll go up 1 parent and I'll bring this column to, let's also go again for something like 35%. Select the image, and this time I'll make some changes to the height of this image to take more control and focus exactly on what I want to do here. Select image, height, pixels is fine. Let's see at 350. That looks weird, but we're going to go then for 500 and make it weirder even still. And the reason it looks so weird is because of this object fit. Select cover. And now it is more in tune with what our universe predicts it should look like. Object position allows you to move the image around, but I think I'll just put it here, and that is fine with me. You can also determine aspect ratio, but I'm happy with the container. What it's doing is it's setting the height at 500 pixels, and then the width will be that of the column. Below that, I'll bring a text element. Make sure that you've selected the image, go to add, and I'll just bring in regular text, drop it, and we go get our text. From my mockup, I'm just going to copy this. Originally, I did this in Word. You can do it in Google Docs. Now I'm going to just draw it directly from my mockup. Triple click to select all the text, Control V, Command V, and I'll remove those spaces. Don't want that in there. Let's style the rest of the column out. I'll give it a background. Make sure you select the column, go to background, and then color. I want a gray color, and I have this powder blue, which I'm going to use. Maybe it's still a little bit too much. Grab the opacity slider, drag it down until around 50. I think this will work for me. And the 50, I'm referring to these 2 numbers here. I guess if I type in 50, it will give me exactly what I wanted. I want to add padding, but if I add padding within the column, it will also push the image in. And I only want to add padding to this text area over here. For that, I'll select the text element, go to design. First, let's look at size. Put it on 80%. You see what I'm achieving here? And then spacing gives me a top margin and a bottom margin. Let's add 25 pixels to the top and the bottom. And how do we get it to the center? To get it to the center, I need to go to the parent container, which is columns. I can now just click here to select the columns, layout. I make sure that it's vertical, center align, and there we go. My text, though, has also center adjusted. I don't want that. I want it to the left. Select the text element. We go to typography and alignment to the left. By default, it works like this, that when you select the parent container and you put it on center, it also takes the contents of the child element and puts that in center. But you can still go ahead and override that. Let's change the color. And I will put this on our coffee bean. I'll reduce the size. This is too much. And 16 is a little bit better. And the line height, take it down to 1.4. Why am I doing this? Why am I not pushing that in your face? This again is kind of a design element. I'm not actually expecting people to really read this, but I want Google and all the other SEO to read it. I want all the AIs to read it. And for those people who want to learn more about this, I want them to read this as well. One thing I forgot, and that is to bring my section heading at the top. Let's go look for our heading div, and under process video up here, there is my heading div. I'll duplicate it, then I'll grab it, drag it to the bottom, and drag it some more, unfortunately, and then we put it put it in section above the columns. This div, though, was made to align everything to the right. So to override that, I'll just select the div, layout, and put it on left. Or I can simply clear it. By doing that, the default will be aligned to the left. Let's change out all our titles here. Upcoming events, workshops, and this one we can say, learn from me to make great pottery. After I brought in this div, let's just go and make sure that this section also has a title for easier navigation. The structure on the right, I'll collapse everything, and the previous section, double click on the name and call it testimonials. Testimonials. And this one we will call workshops. Workshops. As I'm working with this, I think it would have been cool if I could give these labels color, the whole bar. And then I can build up like a color structure for testimonials. It's pink, and workshops, it's orange, and make it easier visually for me to find this much quicker. Next, we're going to bring in that rich text element to bring in all the information about our workshop. Select, add, rich text just under the text, and click on it, and it drops in the rich text editor. Interact with it by going to the sidebar on the left, select it, and it opens the rich text editor, or click outside, you go onto the page, but in this case, you will have to double click. I'll go to my mockup. I'll select everything, copy, and then I will go to my rich text editor, delete all of this, and then Control-V, Command-V. And what you will see is that most of the formatting has been brought in, but I can see that I don't have bigger headings here at the top, and I want to make a few more changes. Let's just click outside so you can see how it looks. Want to reduce some of these lines and make the heading at the top stand out for the workshop. Double click to open the editor. And one downside is that I wish I could have moved this editor so I can see what's going on behind it. The first line I will go to, and I can select a heading 3 here. If we had set up a heading 3, which I think we did, I thought we wouldn't use it, and now I remember we're going to use a heading 3. That goes in here. Then for date and time, I'll delete and then Shift Enter. Same for this one, so we can get rid of those line breaks. Let's put this title below our workshop title in italics. With everything we've set up here, and you want to increase the size and make changes to color, let's go and see how we do that within the Design tab within Breakdance. For now, click outside, and the page is nicely set up just like that. How easy was that for you? Very easy, right? Go to the Design tab on the left, Typography, and now all of your default text, the paragraph and your H1 up to H4, they are over here. And you can make changes if you need to in terms of how big it is and what color it is and line spacing, as well as the size of this container. I mentioned to you at the beginning when we were working on this one, you noticed that I added some negative space here on the right just to make the text a little bit more boxy and easier to read. It just looks better. That is even more true when you have these long sentences, but then you have just a little bit of short text coming to the next line. If it was longer paragraphs like this one over here, I wouldn't care about it. But in this case, I do care about it. Let's do the way I did it earlier. I'll click on the rich text element. Sidebar on the left, select size, width. I'll put it on percentage, and we go for 80%. And now you see I've achieved that better boxed layout. I also want to show you another feature. Let's undo that. Control-Z, Command-Z. Select the rich text element again. Design tab. Typography. Default. Scroll down. Advanced. We're diving very deep here. And then text wrap. This text wrap option determines how the text will run within its container. When it is set to wrap, the line will break when it gets to the end of the container, like so. Sometimes, very rarely, you're going to use this option, no wrap. And that means it doesn't care if there's a container or not. It will do the following. It will run out of the container, and only where I have an enter, return, it will create a new line. This is not good for paragraphs. You have to agree to that. Let's go back to wrap. But then there are these two, and they work on some algorithms that makes your text look better. Select balance, and look at that. It balances the text. It gives me some line breaks, and it puts it nicely under each other, almost exactly what I had tried at the beginning. Or choose pretty. I found though in this one, when I choose pretty, nothing happens. No difference between pretty and wrap, stays exactly the same. I'll select balance just to show you what the text wrap can do. But if you feel uncomfortable using that because it's such a deep dive advanced feature, then you just go ahead and add some padding on the right. Also change the background color. Click on the section background color and we choose our antique white. Below the rich text, I want to bring in a button. Make sure the rich text is selected. Go to add and button is under basics over here. Select and drop it. Add space between the rich text and the button. Select the button, hover at the top until you get the margin, which I'm not getting. I'll just select the text and then hover here and I'll drag it. And we can use this button in this case as is. Triple click to select all the text. More information on workshop. With the button selected, let's go to the design option and give it button minimum. And the reason is I want to keep everything consistent. The color doesn't work. First, we detach it so that it doesn't affect the other guys. And then we go ahead and change the text. Text, color, where is it? Typography. And then currently it's on white. I'll put it on coffee bean. And shall we give it an arrow or a little thing on the right? Yes, click on arrow. And then we say arrow custom. We did the same as we did earlier. And we choose that hand icon to the right. Hand point right. Good. And this case, I've already used this formatting twice. So the moment you get here, it's a good idea to go ahead and save this preset so you can use it in the future. Select the button, choose design preset on the left, create new preset from design, and I'll call this button minimum dark for my dark version of it. Next step is to make sure that this will look good on our other devices. Because I used columns, I already know that the moment I go to tablet, it's going to be stacked. And again here, I don't want this image and this information to be at the top. It has to be at the bottom. But more importantly, until I get to my mobile devices, I don't think I want it stacked. Go back up to our section. Select the section, layout, and then we have, no, not section. This is columns. This is how we work. Click on image and select the column. One more to the columns parent container. Go to layout, stack vertically. I think maybe from tablet portrait. So on tablet landscape, it will look like this. No, let's go and put it on phone landscape. And no changes that we need to make here. Next one is tablet portrait. It's pretty squashed, but I think it can still work for me. We have space to play with here at the bottom. So let's click on the column. Let's select the left-hand column. And did I select the column? We go to size, and this time I'll put it on 45. Ooh, what is that? 50. Let's put it on 45, make it bigger, and this looks much more wide. Let's put it on 45, and that works nicely. This one breaks here at the bottom, but I don't think it looks bad, so I'm very happy with that one as well. And then hop on over to phone landscape. The first thing I want to change here is the order of the columns. In the structure panel on the right, I'll click on columns, the main parent container for the columns, and then reverse order from phone landscape. The information is first. I think that is important. Again, just look at this rich text element, almost nothing I have to change here, except I will reduce the space below it. Where is that? So that my call to action is here. And then I'll actually increase some space between the call to action and the image. And now this text looks a little bit weird in that there is so much padding on the left and right. And remember, that padding is actually the size box of the text. Select the text, then size width. I'll put it on percentage and I'll give it 95. So it drops in a little bit more like that. And the moment we go now to phone portrait, it also should still look good. Control S, Command S. Let's preview it on the front end and I'll use Sizzy for that. Control R, Command R to reload the page. And let's have a look again. From the top, showcase, process, the testimonials we created, and our workshops. On the iPhone looks really good. I like the text, more information, and all of that. Ooh, this here at the top. What is that? I wonder what is this bar here at the top. I didn't see that while we were creating it. Where is it? It is there. Ah, I get it. It's because of the margin I have added. And where did I add that margin? I did that at the phone landscape level. So let's go to column. And then let's go to columns. Oh, there we go. So that was the image. Let me select the image again, go to spacing. So I think the best is if I want to add space between this call to action and my column, then it's better to go ahead and select the button. And then we edit, go to spacing and margin bottom, it's at 25 pixels. And then we will get rid of that bar. Troubleshooting. That is the name of the game whenever we are creating websites. Let's go back to our desktop. And we only have 2 more sections basically to go. Actually, only one section. And then after that, we will do the navigation for the header and the footer.